Catherine, and you're watching Only Downtown on GTV3.
Hi, I'm Renee Jackson with the Downtown Lexington Corporation, and you're watching Only Downtown. Welcome back to Only Downtown. I'm Renee Jackson, and we're here at Natasha's today with Tom Martin. He's the editor of Business Lexington, and he is a founding member and vice president of the Lexington Area Music Alliance, known as LAMA. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks, Renee. Glad to be here.
Well, tell us what LAMA is and how it came into creation.
Well, LAMA is an outgrowth of the Downtown Entertainment Development Task Force. We, and by we I mean a number of us who are interested in music and music production in Lexington, felt that we needed something to sustain the discussion that had gone on. So the Lexington Area Music Alliance is open to membership among everybody in the community that has some stake in the performance or the production of music locally. Not just Lexington, but of course in the central Kentucky region. And that can include, obviously, venues and working musicians, but also studios, event promoters, event producers, music educators, music instrument retailers, music educators. I think I already said that. But anybody that has some sort of a stake in the business in the region.
And what are some of the initiatives that you've worked on in the past, or what are you working on now?
In the past, we've worked on legislation that went before the state legislature that was passed by the House, made it into a Senate committee, and then got pretty much overwhelmed by the whole budget fiasco of last year. So we're going to bring it back. But that piece of legislation, sponsored by Representative Ruth Ann Palumbo here in Lexington, would have lowered to age 18 the permissible age for a member of a working band or their crew to be on the premises of a liquor by the drink venue on the day of the performance. And the reason for that was we found that many younger bands, of course, have under 21-year-old working musicians among them, and they were being kept from playing in the venues. And these individuals are braceleted. They're not served alcohol whatsoever. But if we're going to grow music segment of our economy here, we have to start at a fairly early age. The other initiative, which is coming to fruition pretty soon, was to work with the Urban County Council's task force on the city's 20-year-old noise ordinance, to revise it and rewrite it, and to this time around take into account the performance of live music. We're a community that is in the midst of a struggle that many communities our size are encountering, in that we're trying to contain our growth to within the urban area. That means more density. That means more things happening in close proximity to the other, including music, and consequently people living nearby or working nearby. And so what we're trying to do is find a way to strike a balance between the two. It's extremely difficult. We've looked at how this issue has been addressed by many other communities across the country, and nobody has found the perfect solution yet. So it's a work in progress.
Right, and a lot of things came out of that original task force, just issues with where do people park to unload their instruments, and just there's a long list of issues that could make us be a lot more friendly to the music community. And I think it's very important when you do want to have live music venues to have those permits or processes in place, so that you're not left at the last minute learning how to do something and making somebody angry that may never come back and play again. So I just think there's a lot of issues like that that can be worked on. And I know you have some exciting things on the horizon as well.
We do. We have a lot of initiatives underway. They range from a series that we hope to begin very soon, probably right here at Natasha's, that will involve seminars. For example, we might have a working touring band come in, sit down on the stage here, and talk about the business of a working band. I think a lot of people don't realize that a working band, and by that I mean people who make their living at this, is a business, and it involves every moving part you'll find in any typical small business. And so we want to educate people about those issues and hear how bands have managed to do the art on the one hand, performance on another hand, and also run a business on the third hand. It's all of that and more. It's also managing equipment, actually the business of getting from one place to another, which is daunting all by itself. So there's a lot to be learned there. We also hope to hold seminars on issues like the ones you've been talking about the possibility of making it more convenient for bands to load in and load out, and hopefully in ways that are not intrusive or obstructive. We're looking into the all ages issue in Lexington, trying to find a way to make that work. Again, a very tricky issue because you have square footage to be concerned with. That costs money. It must be sustained, and by and large, it's very difficult to operate a music venue that isn't receiving most of its revenues from alcohol sales. You can't really make a go of it selling soft drinks. So we're trying to figure out how do we make that happen. There is a model in our deep past from back in the 60s, late 60s and early 70s. It was a place called Carnaby Street that was up near McGee's Bakery. And since Carnaby came and went, I don't think we've really had much like it in Lexington. But the all ages piece of this is a missing link. We want to enable young artists who are just becoming accustomed to performing before crowds to get the experience of being on a stage, being on time for their performance, negotiating with management, being on stage, being under lights, before microphones, dealing with a sound tech, having a program, being able to execute it, and get off stage, load out, figure out how they're supposed to be paid. All of those issues have to be nurtured over time. It's never too early to begin, and by the way, along the way, these young people are also learning many of the ethics and the truisms of running a business. Another initiative that we have going on that we have not really rolled out yet, so it's still in formative stages, is radio programming. We're in the formative stages of creating a format that will appear on a local public radio station in the market that will highlight local artists, what they're doing, what they're about. It'll take the form of a short segment in the weekend edition on public radio, and then quarterly hour-long programs that will be talking about our local talent.
Great. Well, for people watching that may want to get involved with LAMA, how would they find out more information or get in contact with some of the members?
Quickest way is to go to lexmusic.org, O-R-G, online. That's our website, and register, log in, and you will become eligible for our email blast. You'll find out about our meetings. Our next one is July the 13th at Trust, which is not open yet, but it's an exciting new venue coming to Main Street in downtown Lexington, and they are offering to become our host location for our meetings going into the future.
Great.
That'll be 5:30 in the afternoon on the 13th.
Okay. And anybody is welcome to attend the meetings?
Yes, anybody, again, that has a stake in the music economy of Central Kentucky.
Well, thank you, Tom, for spending time with us today and for also addressing this issue that's obviously a gap in our city. So thanks a lot for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Renee. I appreciate it.
For more information about downtown Lexington or anything that you've seen on this segment, you can go to our website at downtownlex.com or call our office at 425-2590.
You're watching GTV3. Boom!